It's stressful for the clients. It's stressful for us too, but I do enjoy being able to go and be the lawyer in the courtroom. It's a tough but it's rewarding when we get to do it. Immigration is tough because people are scared to go to court and the news is crazy.
Right.
And bad things are happening. So what do you do? So I have ethical obligations.
Right.
I can't lie to the court, but I also can't throw my client under the bus. Hey, good afternoon. I'm attorney Miguel Palmeiro. I'm bringing you my good friend Paul Samico. And we're talking out of my office today because Paul and I have been talking for many years. Fun fact, Paul was actually an attorney before I was born. And we hit it off because we both work with the Hispanic community. And one thing that happens a lot is people get injured and they need help from somebody like Paul. And then when they're going through that case, those cases can take some time, or over the years, somebody else in their family or another friend gets injured. They have a question about immigration. So we've been talking together a lot because we do a lot of work for the immigration issues, and those questions always come up. And when somebody gets hurt and needs to get taken care of, Paul will take care of it. And but yeah, so that's why we brought him here today. We have worked on some cases recently together. We were talking as we were both driving this morning, actually both complaining about some of the things that happen with the legal world. But you take it in good stride, and it's great to have a good friend who actually has a wealth of experience.
Well, that's very nice because I agree. You're one of my good friends, Miguel, and anybody that's hearing the sound of our voices now, you got to know that Miguel is one of the premier immigration attorneys in our region, not just in the state, but I mean the entire Washington region. And I know your practice probably extends past Baltimore and down south past Richmond, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, we get clients from everywhere, but the
Yeah.
main four courts is Maryland, DC, and Virginia.
Yeah. I've had the privilege of knowing Miguel for a long time. I knew him before he had kids, and I know about him, about his dedication, because I will call him at night, and in the background, I will hear, "Wah." And I say to him, "Miguel, is this a good time? I don't mean to interrupt family time." And he'll say, "No, well, my wife is doing something and I'm taking care of the baby." I said, "Well, then I'll call you later." He goes, "No, it's fine." This is the kind of dedication that you want from your attorney. I have had such joy in referring clients who ask for immigration services to Miguel. It makes me look like I'm the great guy because I gave them to him. And afterwards, they call me up. "Oh, Paul, thank you, thank you. I talked to Miguel and he's taking care of me." I mean, I could almost write a small little mini book about all the compliments and testimonials that I've gotten for you.
Thanks. And same for you. I mean, we just had a client where, we helped them get paid. They got money, and you brought their family. That brings them real joy. And you take care of so many problems and issues they have. They get medical bills they don't know how to handle. They have property damages with the car. If you're in this area and you can't drive because your car got messed up because some idiot hit you, that's a real problem. And you got the medical bills coming in. So I know that you really provide families a lot of relief with that. And then they get money at the end to help. And so it's good. All good things around. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, the kids are doing great. And thankfully they're patient, but sometimes you just got to hold the baby, and the baby just needs you to be there. So I can be talking, I can be doing whatever we got to do, but the baby just needs you there.
Well, that's right. The baby is exercising their communication skills with "I want my diaper changed," or I need some food. "I'm a little hungry, Daddy. Can you take care of me?" But this guy right here, I can't just. This is like the Mutual Admiration Society, and I get that. I mean, but you have to really know Miguel. People tell me I'm a workhorse, and so at my age, he said I'm practicing law longer than he's been alive. That's true, and I'm only 21. So but the point is that there aren't too many people that just make the business equal to their family life, and I know family life is the most important for you, but by your action and by your dedication, your clients, I'm sure, feel it. They reach you, evenings, they reach you weekends. "I have something I need to ask you." I know I can reach you during those times. And your knowledge of the law is sensational. I mean, I'm able independently to go look at things that happen, and I keep seeing your name and victories and cases. And it's really just, it's nice to be able to know somebody who's a wonderful human being and really is very good at their craft.
Thanks. And now it's an interesting time to be an immigration attorney. And thankfully, we're here, we enjoy what we do, we're handling it. And like you had pointed out, we had done some other videos and we talked together. Thankfully, immigrants still have rights. They're humans. They can get help with their accident cases. But yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive. We're doing it. You've been in Tyson's Corner for how many years now?
38.
Man.
38 years in Tysons. I was in Fairfax for about 6, 7 years. So it's a home away from home.
Yeah, it's a nice office you have set up. So,
Yeah.
Paul tries to act like he doesn't work that much, but like he is available. And then I'll talk to him on a Sunday. He's like, "Yeah, I just need to stop by the office because I need to feed my fish."
Right.
But you
Right.
do have the really nice fish tanks, and it's nice that you like where you work.
Yeah.
No, because there's something about when you go to your office and it's kind of like your other hangout spot. If you don't like where you work, you're not going to do good work. And
I
if you go on Sunday and I know you like being at the office and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to take care of my fish. I'm going to hang out and clean up some paperwork," people appreciate it.
by the time we get to Thursday or Friday, my desk is like an absolute mess. So when I go on the weekends, then I can clean it up a little bit and have a little bit better, sense of organization, what I need to do, where things are. But yeah, I mean, I'm constantly moving and trying to sort things out and to make things easier, faster, better for the clients. And you can only do that if you have certain organizational skills. And I, pride myself that I do.
So
So
like, all right, so life tips as I'm growing into my career. How do you balance? Because I know you like doing photography and you like to travel, but you still send me emails and messages while you're traveling. How are you doing that? You got the grandkids, you have your wife, you have to spend time with.
um, it is a balance. You just have to be able to make sure that you pay attention to the things that are important. So, I mean, again, I have grandkids who are now 5 and 3 and 2 months. And the 2-month-old doesn't get on the phone to me, but the 5-year-old does. And when she calls, she doesn't understand work. So I stop and I take the call.
Yeah.
Um, I do other things that keep my mind, away from what I'll call sometimes the stress of the job. And I love my job, so I don't really feel too much stress. But I play a lot of tennis. I have a camera. I used to be a professional photographer. Now I take pictures of landscapes and things like that. So it allows me just a creative. Um, People talk about a work life balance. I think that's a term that's overused
Yeah.
because you never get out of your head work when you're at home, and you never get out of your head the home stuff when you're at work. They have to mesh, but you have to have a sense of how to adjust both so that you're optimizing both. And it's not always easy. There's going to be times when you can't take a phone call. There's going to be times when you can't do this or you can't do that. And so, I just always kind of have the idea that we're not in a race. If I
Yeah.
can't do it
Yeah.
today, it gets done tomorrow. It's just that simple. And if I got to say sorry to somebody, sorry. There's just other things that unfortunately took my time and attention rather than this thing. And when you apologize, nobody gets upset. But you never
Yeah.
lie. You never lie to them.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
never lie.
another thing I think that's working well is because we're still two of the attorneys that go to court.
Yeah.
So many attorneys don't go to court. They do it only like virtually and they're phoning it in. They're working from laptops somewhere. So like, I think we both enjoy it. We both actually still drive to the courthouse. So that's when I sneak in the extra phone call. Call the wife, talk to the family, call back anybody else. But like, that's like when the drive time is my time or like the catch up. And like yesterday, you were saying you were driving like crazy for
Oh
court.
my gosh. Well, I'm in Tyson's Corner, and I had depositions in a case in Richmond yesterday that started at 9. And then I had motions in a court case that were in Warsaw County. And if you don't know where that is, trust me, I didn't know where it was either. But my GPS got me there, and I had motions in the court in Warsaw County. And when I got to the courthouse, I looked at the sheriff and I said, "Am I here?" He goes, "Where are you trying to be?" And I said, "This is the only place." We laughed. Then at the end of the court hearing, the judge says, "Well, we'll see you back soon." I said, "Your Honor," I said, "it was a pleasure being here. Every time I come here, it's been a lot of fun." And he stopped and looked at me and he says, "I don't think I've ever seen you before, Mr. Samico." And I said, "Every time I'm here, and this is the first time." So he liked it. I made the judge laugh.
There you
But
go,
yeah, I
man.
mean, it's like getting into the courtroom is one of the things that we practiced for our whole career. And, it's not a bad thing if you decide to be an office attorney, but, once in a while, getting up and getting into the courtroom tests your mental acuity.
Yeah, my wife actually gets frustrated sometimes because she's like, "Oh, when you have a court date, it's an on day. You're up, you're like, moving around and doing everything." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's a different kind of, it's a different type of energy. It's hard, it's difficult, but it's also, it's stressful for the clients. It's stressful for us too. But I do enjoy being able to
Yeah.
go and be the lawyer in the courtroom." It's a tough but it's rewarding when we get to do it.
So let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
Mr. Trial Attorney.
Yeah.
What do you do when your client does not show up?
All right, so Paul was joking about this morning. So, immigration's tough because people are scared to go to court and the news is crazy
Right,
and bad things are happening. So what do you do? So I have ethical obligations. I
right.
can't lie to the court, but I also can't throw my client under the bus. So I have to be honest and there's candor with the court and I have to let the judge know my representations with the client. We advised them, we knew. However, I don't want him to get removed right now. Is there any way he can get more time? I don't have an answer as to why he's not here. I maybe something could have happened to him. If there's any way, because the client was diligent. He provided information. We put in the legal briefs, we put in evidence and exhibits, but for some reason, the last 2 months, the guy's kind of disappeared. So I don't know. I mean, did he move? Did something else happen to him? I hope he's okay. And I think with the representations I put today in court, if the client is to reappear, if he's able to contact our office again, then we're able to reopen the matter, right? Because that's the hope. We
Yeah.
we don't want to be in a tough spot, but at the same time, I can't help the client if we go to court. They're not in court with me. I need you got to tell the case. You got to go in front of the judge and actually tell them why you need to stay
You
here.
have to be honest. So the question I have for you, when you realize he's not coming, does your stomach drop and you're going, "Oh no."
Yeah.
But see, that's part of being a trial lawyer, you
Yeah,
know?
because I
Yeah,
mean nothing's guaranteed, but you're gonna get a guaranteed loss if you don't show up.
that's right.
I mean, I can't guarantee we're gonna win, but we did good work. We had documents. I mean, I think they're a good person. The client we have, uh, I hope I wish all the best for them. But like literally, sometimes if the clients don't communicate with us and they don't bring the documents we need, there's only so much we can do. I can lawyer talk a little bit.
You can lead a horse to water,
Yeah, but you
but you
can't make them
can't make
drink.
him drink.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
that's
tough.
the answer.
But I mean, it's gut wrenching because I'm there, and so like when we first got there, I got there early, and I just said, "Heads up, everybody! I'm not trying to waste anybody's time. I haven't been able to talk to this client in a little bit. They know about the court date. I hope they're okay. Can we get some extra time?" So the judge, thankfully, so the hearing was at 8:30. Judge waited till 8:50. So the judge, which is not always common, the judge gave an extra 20 minutes and
Very
said,
generous.
"Yeah." So the judge said, "You know what? I'll take a break. I'll go to the back and work on some other things I have, and we'll see if this respondent shows up. Then we'll handle it then." And then by 8:50, the judge came out and said, "It's been an extra 20 minutes. Did they contact you? I didn't have any new contact from the client." So they did postpone the matter and gave them some more time to respond, but it does not look good if they don't come back.
I hear you. Well, that's something that we all have many, many times in our career. I've been to court more times than I can remember, and the client just ghosts. And all you can do is just be honest with the court. And sometimes the judge says too bad, and other times, like in your situation today, they grant you a continuance. So you got lucky. If your client got lucky because you did a good job.
Yeah, and the judges are more inclined when they have good attorneys that are actually submitting things timely. Because we've
Right.
we've both practiced with attorneys where if
Oh,
you're not submitting things timely, then the judge isn't going to give you any leniency because they're like,
right.
look, you had deadlines, you have scheduling orders. If you have a history of showing up, if you're putting documents in, if you're submitting what you need to do, then the judge goes, this makes sense. This attorney was responsible. They submitted what they were supposed to. If there's a hiccup here, I'll give them a break because they've been diligent about everything else.
Exactly.
And you have the
Exactly.
reputation of showing up. I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
about a court. You said you drove like 400 miles yesterday, but you showed up and you showed
Right.
up in person. And you're not sending a stand-in. You're not sending somebody who's unprepared, right? We both work with other attorneys, but when they go to court, they have the file. They've met with the people. They've talked to the clients. They know what's happening. And it's a real shame what's happening with some immigration stuff. There are a lot
Ugh,
of attorneys that are showing up. They've never met the immigrant before.
right.
They haven't really looked. They don't know what they're supposed to do. And it's sad because the attorneys, I want to give them credit. They're showing up at court and they want to help. But at the same time, if you're not prepared before you go, how much help can you be? And I know that happens to everybody, so it's kind of tricky. It's just like that, but it's like it's always the lawyer issue, right? Showing up at
It
court's
is.
hard, and people get burned out.
You do the best you can do, and you go home and you kiss your baby.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they're always there, but yeah. Well, thanks so much for being
Good.
here,
This
Paul.
was really nice. Thanks for
And
having me. And to everybody, anything that comes up with immigration, you're going to call my buddy here, Miguel, and hope you drive safe. Don't text and drive. Eat your vegetables, and if you get hurt, I'm happy to be able to
Yeah,
try and help you.
and clients have loved Paul and his office. They've done really good work in the community. I mean, you're a law firm and you guys help people with legal cases, but for the community, you're actually very helpful. Most law firms don't do that. No, but I mean, you're going above and beyond. You have extra staff here that's here in the background and friends that are helping, and so it's nice to just have support. And so a lot of times you ask the question of clients like, "How can I help you with this accident? What are other issues in the community that's really helpful?" So that's,
Yeah,
I mean, another reason why we're getting along really well.
it is.
Um, but yeah, thank you guys. If you have any
Cool.
questions, let us know. Paul's contact information will be under, and then we'll do some more videos soon. Thank you.